You don't know if the Sony ZV-E10 will be a great fit for your needs in 2026. What to choose? Go with the Mark I or the Mark II for talking head videos and value-driven content? Can ZV-E10 Mark I be enough? I have used this camera since it was released, and at first I was so disappointed to see the reviews before testing it. It seemed to have the perfect specifications and price for me, but people had so many complaints about it. And this was my first big mistake. I judged the camera without testing it for my needs. I know many of you who are following my channel already have and use this camera. Maybe you know everything about it, so tell us in the comments your story with the ZV-E10 Mark I. Are you happy with it? What are you using it for? Would you buy it again in 2026? I was skeptical about it because I had only watched the reviews. So I decided to borrow the ZV-E10 from a local store to test it. And yes, the rolling shutter is terrible, the image stabilization is terrible, the battery is small, and overheating can happen if you don't know how to use it right. Also, the webcam resolution is only 720p when connected to the PC via USB-C cable. But I tested first what I heard was bad about this camera, and after I also tested it for what I do and my needs. And I discovered that this is the camera I will use for years to come. And I have been using it as my main camera ever since. For some creators, it's not a good fit, but for me and maybe for you, it's the best buy when it comes to price, value and quality. Let's break it down. The sensor is great, the 4K this camera delivers is excellent. The image you are seeing now is recorded with the ZV-E10 Mark I. The sharpness at 4K is excellent. The price is phenomenal, and also for photography it's great because it has that mechanical shutter, the curtain. So this camera has some huge advantages and some disadvantages. And here was my second big mistake. I was judging the camera overall, not specifically for what I need. I am creating talking head videos. I keep the camera on a tripod and stay in front of it. I'm recording videos and courses, taking professional online calls and shooting some overhead B-roll for products. Do I vlog with it, walk on the street and talk to the camera? No. Do I plan to do that? No, it's not my style. What type of content do you want to create with it? Same as me, talking head videos and online calls? Because in this case, I don't care about the bad rolling shutter. I don't care about the bad image stabilization. I don't care about the small battery because I keep the camera on the tripod and I can use a dummy battery that powers it perfectly. I just need to fix the overheating and the low resolution for online calls and it will be perfect. At this price, it's normal for a mirrorless camera to lack some features, but it lacks exactly what I don't use, and most of you won't use either. I returned the camera to the store and I bought it with my own money. This video is not sponsored. What I was committed to solving were the two big problems I had, the overheating and the low resolution when using it as a webcam. And I realized that with a dummy battery, overheating was almost non-existent, because a normal battery produces heat when shooting. A dummy battery does not. I used the dummy battery that connects directly to the wall socket, but I didn't like it because I wanted to easily move the rig if necessary, and when I finished shooting, clean the desk and store the rig somewhere else. So I built this system from a small rig. I bought a dummy battery that connects to an NPF adapter plate and powers the camera from a big NPF battery that lasts for around 7 hours. I prefer to spend a little extra on these accessories to keep the rig mobile and not connected to the wall socket, avoiding potential power surges and other problems. The dummy battery from small rig was discontinued 2-3 years after I bought it, and I got one from Fotga. It's the same thing. I also attached the whole system to the tripod using a small rig mini clamp. And like this, I solved 70% of the overheating problem. And after navigating through the menu one day, I discovered this. In the menu setup, power setting option, auto power off temp. And I switched to high. Since then, I have never seen this camera overheating. I once ran a test and streamed for over 7 hours, but nothing happened. So the overheating problem was solved. I had only one problem left to solve: the low streaming resolution. If you read the specifications on the camera, you will discover that the HDMI output port has 4K capabilities. And I bought a 4K capture card, the Camlink 4K. I set the camera to 4K and the HDMI out to 4K, then connected the camera via micro HDMI to HDMI cable to the PC. Well, this right now is the image recorded in OBS Player at 4K resolution using the ZV-E10 Mark I as a webcam. Problem solved. But I wanted more because online call services don't support 4K. I don't need to stress the computer with 4K. I kept the camera at 4K and set the HDMI output to Full HD. The camera scales the 4K image down to Full HD, which looks awesome. This is what people see when I join a video call. What do you think, it is good enough for you? But I still made one big mistake. All the problems were solved for my needs, but I had no blur behind me and I needed a lot of light for a good exposure. I didn't use a fast lens. The kit lens on this camera is okay, but to achieve that blur and soft look you need a fast lens. And I switched to the ultimate solution, the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. This is the image recorded using this lens. But in the meantime, after a few years, a way cheaper solution was released, the Viltrox 15mm f1.7. The Sigma 16mm f1.4 costs around $539 and the Viltrox 15mm f1.7 costs around $239. There is a difference between f1.4 and f1.7, but at this price the Viltrox is perfect. You still have a lot of blur and the super wide lens that makes any small room look nice and spacious, avoiding that claustrophobic look. So the ultimate lens will be the Sigma 16mm f1.4 and the more affordable but still exceptional version will be the Viltrox 15mm f1.7. And yes, both work well with the Elgato prompter for 16:9 videos. But let's see if in 2026 it's still worth the money. Or you should buy the ZV-E10 Mark II. The Mark I, as you see, delivers incredible 4K quality. Now and for the next few years you won't need more. The online call services have only Full HD, so the resolution is not a problem. But if you want to shoot dynamic, cinematic B-roll, slow motion, outdoors, 10-bit and other advanced features, the Mark II is packed with them. It's not about whether the Mark I is worth the money in 2026, because it is, and it will be for years. It's about whether you need more features or not. If you plan to do more than just talking head videos, streams, online calls, or B-roll shooting from a tripod. This is the big question. For me, as the main camera for shooting all my talking head videos, it's perfect, and I don't think I will replace it soon. And think about the price. The Mark I body price list at the time of recording this video is $799. The Viltrox is $239. The Camlink 4K is $99. A dummy battery is $16. An NPF plate is $43 and a big NPF battery is $59. And a small clamp to attach it is $14. If you add an HDMI cable, it's $10 and the mini tripod is $54. You will have a complete build at $1,333. Obtaining this quality. And these are the list prices. Sometimes you can find them on sale. For this quality, come on. And of course I will add an affiliate link in the description with my entire setup. If you click on my link you won't pay anything extra, but I will earn a small commission and this will help me keep sponsors away from this channel and create more valuable content for you. Thank you. If you don't use what the Mark II offers for around $300 more, you can buy great lights with that money, for example. Or the Elgato prompter if you already have video lights. For me, and I'm sure that also for many of you, the ZV-E10 Mark I is still the king of talking head videos, stream or professional online calls in 2026. But you can buy this camera, build a whole setup and use a fast, great lens, yet still get bad results if you don't get the lighting right. But don't worry, I will give you a full free masterclass on how to set your lights perfectly for talking head videos, even if you use one light, two lights, a light panel or video lights with softboxes. Everything you need to know about lighting is here at one click's distance. Watch the video and transform your creations into professional masterpieces.